Protein is an important part of a healthy diet. It's also important for building muscle, but there's a lot of information out there when it comes to how much we should be having and what sources it should be coming from. So I am here with Ashley Pettit, and Ashley, I think one really important place to start is the fact that we always think of meat when we think of protein, right? So often. But vegetables and even grains are also great sources of protein.
Absolutely. I think it's all about variety. I think a lot of people forget that there's protein in things like spinach and kale and avocados and quinoa, beans, lentils, nuts and seeds. I mean, there's protein in so many things, and it's also a little bit easier to digest that way too. You just want to be careful as to not overconsume animal-based proteins every day,
right?
Because it slows down your digestive system too.
Right, because not all proteins are equally healthy. There are some that are healthier than others.
I always go with leaner is meaner. I think there are the obvious things like the white meat, like a skinless, boneless chicken breast. Taking the skin off also saves you on fat. Then you're going into turkey, ground turkey. You want to make sure it's the white meat, or you get the breast. And then you want to go a pork tenderloin. If you get that, you just want to make sure you're trimming the fat off. And then I go into a little bit different things like fish, salmon, white fish, tuna, those sorts of options as well.
So there are healthy options that are animal sources, but let's talk a little bit about the vegetables too, because obviously vegetables, in addition to protein, have all kinds of other nutritional benefits.
Very true. That's another thing too, is you're getting a lot of nutrient density when you get a lot of vegetables into your diet. A lot of greens like spinach and kale, avocado, all those things can build into, think about making a salad.
Right.
You could have as much as a chicken breast in one salad just by adding those things together.
So there are a couple factors to consider when you're determining how much protein that you should have. Gender is one and weight is another.
I think the one thing that people don't realize is protein intake is such a personalized number. It really is a calculation. So it's supposed to be 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram body weight. A lot of people are eating over 100 grams of protein per day of animal-based sources. You're really supposed to be under 70.
Okay.
So you have to be careful, because overconsumption of protein also slows you down, your digestion, it makes you lethargic, because it takes so much more energy to, again, break down those amino acid chains. Everything in moderation.
It's also important to remember that our digestive system changes as we age, and so does our relationship with protein.
As you get older, your digestive system is tired. It almost works less efficiently. So you want to disturb it as little as possible. You want to make sure that those fruits and vegetables and other things you eat are being absorbed as well for all their nutritional content.
That makes sense.
So that's kind of where the plant-based protein sources come into play too.
Okay.
Those are easier to digest. Spinach, kale, avocados. So there are tons of sources that you can have where you're not going to slow your system down, but you're still getting in your protein.
So the bottom line is that protein is an important part of a healthy diet. It's important for our muscles, but we do need to be mindful of the type of protein that we're having as well as how much we're having.
Yes, exactly. Learn your calculation and then, strategically plan your protein day, and you're good.
And to check out more healthy eating tips and recipes, head to our website, livinghealthytv.com.